Hey everybody, how's it going? We're going to be playing Super Mario RPG again today. I'm going to try and keep this one short, mostly because I'm not feeling well. I get sick around my birthday. I don't know why. Probably because I'm partying and, having a lot of snacks that I shouldn't be having. But this is Super Mario RPG, and we're going to be tackling the volcano today. Yeah, we're going to be talking about my birthday. On the day of my birthday, I was actually at work. The day after, we decided to celebrate. I ended up actually finding a Nintendo Switch. I didn't find a Switch with the bundle pack, with Super Mario Kart World or anything like that. I wanted to, but I didn't. But I ended up buying Mario Kart anyway. And I'm not going to lie, Super Mario Kart World is actually pretty fun. There's... I don't know. It's weird. It's so uniquely different. And I think that that's cool. I'm glad that Mario Kart is evolving because it is like the most unique Mario Kart. Hit me to no happiness. Huh. It is one of the most unique Mario Kart games of all time. And I mean, I played a bit of 8. I'm not a big Mario Kart guy. I kind of fell out of the series during Double Dash. Everyone's like, Double Dash is the greatest thing ever. And I'm like, I didn't mind it. But I liked Mario Kart 64. I'm sorry. I'm kind of a nostalgic curmudgeon when it comes to Mario Kart. But there's something incredibly satisfying about just driving an open world. I might see a collectible here. I might see a treasure there. I might do a challenge here. And it's fun to a certain degree. But it's kind of like fishing games, where it's fun, but I get it, because it's kind of dull at the same time. As such, I also understand the gripes with, doing the traveling thing. Because in the Grand Prix, you have situations where you drive to the next course rather than actually doing 3 laps in a course. And I don't know, I kind of find it fun. There's something fun about that situation. But I think if Nintendo wanted to really make Mario Kart World one of the best, if not the best Mario Kart game of all time, what they should do is allow for both situations. Do you want to drive to the course and then, do 1 lap on the course? Or do you want to do 3 traditional laps on the course? I think both options should be available, and they're kind of not. It is cool to be exploring these courses, though. I won't take that away from anything. I've had a lot of fun exploring them, and I've had a lot of fun doing the free roam. I did try out one of the elimination rounds. That was okay. I tried it out in 50cc. The rubber banding is kind of rough in 100cc, but it's not terrible. I dread doing 150cc though, man. It was tough to deal with the rubber banding sometimes in 100cc. I still destroyed pretty much every race except for one. There was one race where all of a sudden a blue shell plus a red shell plus a blah 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 just destroyed me right at the end, and I'm like, well, that was nice. Because there's nothing you can do about that. And that's always been the problem with Mario Kart for me, is that there's that sense of RNG where sometimes you just get an unlucky draw. And when that happens, it's it's frustrating. It really is, because like there's nothing you can do about it. You know, you can be all the skill in the world. You can have all the greatest Mario Kart skills of all time. And if you get an unlucky draw, you're done. It's all over and done with. And it kind of sucks that way. But I'm having fun with it. I am. One thing I will say is Pokemon Scarlet has updated frame rates, and this is going to take me a while, I'm sorry. This one particular fight takes me like forever. But yeah, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, I played a little bit of that on the new one. Everything transferred over fine, by the way. All my data, like I put all of my Pokemon into Pokemon Home very specifically in case something went awry, because I've heard rumors that it does happen every so often. Which I don't doubt by any stretch of the word, but everything transferred over fine. Animal Crossing transferred over perfectly fine. It was actually kind of cool, because like my wife, she basically was like, oh yeah, you need to have this downloaded or this down. I've heard, you know, she's been hearing all sorts of rumors that, you know, it's been messing up islands and stuff like that. That never happened. But it would be super easy to accidentally kind of start over an island. Like the Switch 2 kind of, what it did was it basically, when the island transferred over, the characters that I had on the island weren't associated with the profiles anymore. So I had to reassociate the characters with the profile. But it keeps trying to give me the option of, you know, restarting the entire thing too. And I'm like, whoa, calm down. But everything, other thing transferred over really well, so that was cool. This is actually being shot on Switch 2 hardware, by the way. Yeah, I didn't just go back to my Switch or anything like that. I still have all my games on the Switch, too. It didn't, like, delete them or nothing. Didn't factory reset that Switch or nothing like that, but it's actually kind of cool because, like, this is being played on a Switch 2. I actually played this and recorded this on the Switch 2, and honestly, it worked pretty fine. The only real issue, and I wouldn't call it an issue, is that Scarlet and Violet, I wouldn't necessarily call the game slow. Like, I don't think, I never had any problems with it like a lot of other people did. And a lot of people are like, the frame rate was so bad, it was barely moving. I never had that problem. It stayed pretty consistently at like 30 FPS. The Switch 2 bumps it up to 60 FPS, making battles go so freaking fast, it's insane. Like, I could barely keep up. It was like, I'm done. What the hell happened? But in that context, it was cool, too. You can see a lot farther. So, Pokemon won't spawn in. It's very rare, to my knowledge, that Pokemon will spawn in an area. No. Cat, come on. Kiki, come here. Sorry, guys, I have the cat in the room, and she is an absolute pest. I closed the door because I don't want the dogs to be loud, and then the cat decides to be loud instead. But, no, you don't need in and out. The cat, unfortunately, wants in and out, in and out, in and out of the bedroom. No, you're not coming up on here. And unfortunately, if I close the door, she gets ornery about it, so. Sometimes she's okay, and sometimes she's just loud. She's like, no, I need out there to go play. I suspect that she's some type of Bengal mix, which is why she's so energetic. Apparently, some of the vets think she is too, because she got labeled as that on the We registered her with AKC Reunite, and they labeled her as a Bengal cat entirely. Which is probably not the case, considering she has a pure white underbelly. But a Bengal mix I could kind of see, because she does have, like, a Bengal spot or two on her coat. But she also has, she's also marbled and has ticked fur. But she does have a lot of tabby stripes, including some tiger stripes on her leg. Kiki! 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 She's gonna be annoying the whole way through, I can already tell. Stop! You don't need... Quit! No! Stop yelling! No, you need to be quiet. Quit. 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 She's gonna be such a pain, man. I just want to record. No. No. You're not coming back in if this is the case. Away with you. Stop ruining my recording. Go on. Oh, sorry about that, guys. I do this in one take because my ability to pause the video and pause the recording messes the timeline up so badly that I literally have no problem. I have so many problems fixing it. It's ridiculous. So unfortunately, I just kind of have to deal with whatever happens. The problem is in about like 2 minutes she'll want back in. Because that's just the way she kind of rolls, and it's annoying. Alright. I've gathered like all the frog coins. Like I was really diligent this time around from gathering the frog coins. And the encyclopedia too. This is just an absolute dungeon crawl in the volcano. That's all this is. My characters are a tad bit OP at the moment, so... It is not hard in this game to overlevel yourself. It really isn't. And I wouldn't say I've killed, like, everything. I wouldn't even say I've grinded, per se. Just... I've just been, you know, taking out what's in front of me. If I get caught, I get caught. I don't run away from battles, but... Stumpit is such a weird looking enemy. You know, the sad part is like, and you'll see it later on. There's a in the Czar Dragon, when I fight him, I'll probably point it out again. There were times that I was hitting him with his weakness, supposedly, and then my regular attack was just doing more damage. My regular attacks are doing so much more damage than magical ones. Because I boosted everyone's regular attacks because I use a lot of regular attacks. Magic is a limited resource. And now my regular attacks are more powerful than my magic ones. To the point where it's kind of ridiculous. This thing's a weird enemy too. Stomp pillar and body. Some of the characters are better at magical attacks. Like Mario, though, he's hitting like a freight train. And honestly, I didn't even do the button combination correctly to do added damage. He's still just one shot of that Or spiny. And they two-shot at him. And then his body kamikazed Mallow and missed anyway. That sucks. Oh, Gino's up there. Cool. I will say the Switch 2 has been fun, though. I'm going to be going by another pen name, but I am about halfway done proofreading my story. There's still times that I notice that I've switched from past tense and present tense for whatever reason. That's like my biggest weakness as a writer. But yeah, I've been having fun with it. I'm going to try and self-publish on... I don't know if I've ever talked to you guys about what's going on with that. I am writing a fantasy novel. Well, actually, to be more precise, I've already written a fantasy novel. I have wrote a fantasy novel. It takes place in more modern-day times with a country that's somewhat... you know, kind of a mix between, like, Roman and American culture. Of course, he's resistant to jumping anyway. Come on, now. Makes sense, though. He's a spiny. But, yeah, it's a fantasy novel. Honestly, I can't wait for it to come out. I hope people read it. I hope it's somewhat successful, because if it is, then I can, you know, focus more on writing than, you know, my day job. I'd love to quit my day job. But I'm not going to quit it until I get everything situated. But, I mean, everyone who's read it so far is like, the overall story is really good. And your conversations are really good. Apparently, I write really good conversations, where I guess the idea would be is that when I write a conversation between two characters, it feels like an actual real conversation. But it should be a good book. Everyone will probably be pissed off by the end, because it ends such a bitter... It's such a bitter... man, Gino destroyed the Stumpet and the... Jeez, calm down over there. It's such a bittersweet ending, which is fine because it's leading into a possible sequel. And I do plan on writing a sequel. The sequel is going to be massive, but it is what it is. Either way, I'm excited. I'm hoping it's somewhat successful. I'm going to try and publish it on Amazon Kindle. And we'll see if there's other self-publishing programs that I can use. So, fantasy with some sci-fi elements. I love... Like, when I was a kid, I didn't know what F-Zero really was, but I love the R-Wing in the background. I know what F-Zero is now, but... It is cool though to have a little F-Zero reference. It's cool to have like references to other games, and I wish Nintendo would do that more. And it seems like a lot of their Easter eggs are either something popular or something kind of random. Like Donkey Kong Country oftentimes references Game & Watch, which is cool. But it referenced a lot of Metroid as well, which makes sense because it's Retro Studios on the Donkey Kong Country side of things. But like, this game right here references Nintendo's vast history, like a lot of it. Star Fox, F-Zero are more obscure at this point in time. But they still got referenced here. Because that's an R-Wing, and then you have the two, the Blue Falcon, and like I said, I don't play F-Zero, but that's Samurai Goro's vehicle. And that's cool. I like that. Samus. Samus was still a tad bit niche at this point in time. Like, Super Metroid had its popularity, but that was, like, the most it got. Samus still got referenced in this game. Link, of course, got referenced as well, but Zelda was kind of a bit more niche at this time, too, realistically. Czar Dragon. I love this character design, by the way. His neck is literally made out of fire bubbles. But his head is so Yoshi's Island. Like, this is a perfect mix of Final Fantasy and Mario. Also, this dude hits like a freight train, by the way. Like, here I am over-leveled for all the basic enemies, and then this dude is just, like, cleaning house. You'll see what I mean, because inevitably I do have to kind of switch, shift gears. Yeah, that's his weakness, but it only hit for 130 attack. If I could actually get my my attacks to connect correctly, they're almost doing the exact same amount. At that point in time, I might as well well, I mean, if you miss. Water Blast is such a powerful spell, man. Even now, it's still whooping me. Yeah, look at that. 230. Mallow's hitting him 170. His weakness hit him for 120 HP. But these guys' normal attacks are just trouncing him even more. Like, sure, Snowy does more than Mallow's normal attack. But I might as well save up the flower points, right? I'm thinking about group hug, but I only have so many flower points. See, this is the way I always do RPGs. I would much rather use my magic for healing than waste my magic doing spells, especially when my normal attacks get to be insanely powerful anyway. The only good news about Snowy is it'll take out the little rocks, too. Now, see, that one did hit him pretty hard. 262 damage. So, about as much as Mario's shell on a normal day. Ladies and gentlemen, Zombone has entered the building. That's really cool too, though. Man, Peach's attack is gimped all to hell and she still hit him for 100 damage. Zombone hits like a freight train too, honestly. Now that didn't hit very hard because I kind of messed up on the thing, but... Boom. And I messed up on the timing there too, so that's kind of my fault, realistically, but... For some reason, I cannot get the timing down on Zombone at all. I'm not sure as to why. But I need to start focusing on more healing magic. See, I'm not doing all that well at all. There we go. Get all my magic back for this guy. I think that's about the time I noticed my regular attacks were just doing way more. And then I got the timing down too. That still only did 120. It's probably because I'm using the super jump rather than the ultra jump, but still that's supposed to be a weakness. What's the point of the weaknesses if they're, you know, this is doing more damage? Look at that. I might as well just do that. Although if I could do the shocker timing correctly, I'd probably be hitting him a lot harder. Oh, he died. That's one boss fight down. Now for the last one. And these guys are amazing. Love Mario's reaction. We got the star! It's gonna sit on this dialogue box for like just a second because I had to go... I had to actually get up and go get the dogs. There we go. We're amazing! We're unbeatable! We're gorgeous. You'd better leave now, chumps. So, the volcano kind of doesn't have a whole lot of hype to it. It's just a volcano dungeon for the hell of it. There's not really a whole lot of story purposes here. Hey, Red, look down there. It's got to be the ugliest mustache I've ever seen. Ew, gross. That guy's worse looking than that Claude Mario. That is Mario, you idiot. I'm not going to remember these voices. Listen up, everyone. We got to get this started the blade immediately. We'll deal with Mario later. So, the cool thing about this, though, is that this kind of connects back to the story. Like the... Hey, Red, careful with this. You're all thumbs. Because, like, there really wasn't any build-up. You just set into the volcano and it's like, yeah, good luck. There's might be a star in there. You go and you've heard about the Czar Dragon, but that'd be about it. You whooped his ass. And then get the star, right? But then the Power Ranger rejects come in and, you know, now you got to deal with them. At least the game fully heals you before this, but still. But the blade, if you guys remember, Spirit was talking about a blade, right? Yeah. The blade is supposed to be the airship of the Smithy gang. So now we finally get to actually see it. Where's the blade? He'll be here. Are you sure? Relax, people. Mario's here. He's too late. Where's the blade? Shut up already. Yeah, this is the first time that we're seeing this. Finally. We fight for evil. We live for disorder. We like what we do. We struggle for chaos. We are the Axem Rangers. Go, go, Axem Rangers. This star piece gives people hope. It needs to be destroyed. Alright, let's fight the Power Rangers. But with axes. Jeez Louise. Red really missed the mark there. So I take out Axem Pink first, mostly because she heals everyone. She's the team healer, very similar to Peach. Now, I couldn't block that to save my life, and for whatever reason, they just all had, like, some weird hatred against Gino. I'm not sure as to why, but... Mercy, come on now, poor guy. Red's pose is off, wasn't it? Are we good? Now, the problem is a lot of these guys actually hit like freight trains. They're not super strong, but there's like 5 of them, you keep in mind. And they hit hard enough to where 2 or 3 good shots in and you're in trouble. Yo, Red. What? My makeup's running. Then change brands. Yeah, no kidding. But I do like how the... Are we done here? I do like how the blade kind of has that continuity. Because they kind of hint at this fight a little bit. Not with the Axem Rangers, but with the ship itself. Green has a lot of decent, like, magic spells. So I usually target him next. That group pose went off without a hitch. No, it didn't. Everyone's criticizing Red and Yellow's like, yeah, we did great. Yellow has strong physical attacks too, but luckily for me, he decides to go after Princess Peach. A lot. I don't know if he's crushing or what, but... trying to get all of the therapies thing, though, or the... Oh, I got the pose wrong. Everyone's telepathy thoughts. Man, that's tough. For some reason, I'm really good at blocking Yellow's thing. I don't know why. Yeah, everyone who's not targeting Peach is targeting Mario, which I don't blame them for. Mario's hitting like a freight train. Yo, Red. What? I've got a headache. You're totally out of shape. Now that I've gotten everyone's thing done, I can switch to Bowser and start really racking up the points. I've already taken out pink and green at this point. Now, when it comes to 1v1 physical attacks, black and yellow do a pretty good job. But at least they're not attacking everybody at one go like green does. Green uses spells. I broke my shades. Serves you right. Now, fortunately, I am actually blocking some of these. I'm just not doing perfect blocks, that's all. Although I am doing perfect blocks with Yellow's stuff for whatever reason. Which is a real problem for them, because Yellow's their strongest hitter at this point. And honestly, like, with everyone else taken out, man, Yellow's not doing good at all. I keep messing up the timing here and there. I wonder if it's because it's on Switch too. Like, not to blame the hardware, but like, for some reason my timing's been off ever since I switched to Switch 2. Come on now. Yellow still hits like a truck, though. He has a lot more defense, too, I notice. I'm hungry. Chew your tongue. Like, honestly, Yellow has a lot of defense because my attacks weren't doing as much to him as they were to other people, so... But again, he's only targeting like one person. Red's got some magic, he's got some good attack power, some good defense, but he's not great. He's basically the jack of all trades at this point. Once everyone else gets taken out, he's pretty easy to deal with. Now, I switched to Mallow, not to get 2 attacks, but Mallow's speed allowed me to get 2 attacks. I switched to him because I know Red's going down relatively quickly, and I know there's at least one more phase. Enough! Now I'm angry. Time to finish this. Formation, ho! Here we go! The blade itself. Force beam energized. Maximum charge. Now. Fire the breaker. Unfortunately, that hits like a train, literally. I shouldn't say that, because considering this was made by Square. Squaresoft at the time. You want to talk about hitting like a train. Sabin hit like a train. And by that I mean he suplexed it. So I'm kind of realizing that the breaker beam is a lot like hyper beam. Yeah, I got to recharge. So I got time to actually heal up. Why do they always use me? I almost started smacking him with Peach. Like, oh yeah, Mario's not hurting or anything. The good news is I can go back to Bowser now. The nice thing about that is now I only have to worry about healing Mario too. Yeah, sure, Mallow took a beating, but I'm not relying on Mallow anymore. I decided to go with this because usually when Peach is involved, it heals up. I forgot this one in particular does not heal up anybody. It just does like a massive amount of damage. Oops. Oh well. It missed Bowser entirely though, so it didn't really matter much. This isn't possible. We are invincible. Can this be happening to the Axem Rangers? Ah! Yeah, bye guys. Hell no. They only gave me 17 experience too. Absolutely crushed it. That's probably one of the better boss fights though. Just because it's the Power Rangers. Like the Axem Rangers are actually kind of cool because of that, but... And now we finally got the red star. We're only missing one. If you pay attention to when the stars like all fall and everything like that, you can kind of see where they head off to. So if you paid attention, you probably know the last one is in Bowser's Castle. But this is where I'm going to save up. If you guys like the video, leave a like, comment, subscribe. That all does really help my channel. And frankly, I am mostly doing this for fun, I know, but, you know, let's talk. Let's talk about Mario RPG. Let's talk about Super Mario Kart World. Let's talk about some of this stuff. You know, I've been playing video games. Not everything is recorded, but I do play quite a few video games, and I don't know, just comment your favorite RPG video game. I don't play a lot of RPGs, but I'll talk about them. Let's go. Meantime, take care. Bye-bye.